My name is Aaron Taylor. I'm CEO of GoPrezzo. We're a tournament platform for casual games. So basically we allow people playing games on their phone to post scores on a leaderboard to win prizes from global brands like Birchbox, Paul Frank, Theatermania. We currently have around 2 million users, and we're based in the development team in Belfast, and we have obviously another team in San Francisco and New York as well. I think I'd always been entrepreneurial. Like as a kid, I was used to take my mum and dad's lawnmower around neighbours trying to cut their grass for cash, and various different other things I'd tried at university. Really, from that, I just went into business. I wanted to work in stocks. From there, I sort of fell into business. Started my own thing. Went okay, didn't go too well. We knocked it in the head. Started this then. So I've always been involved in business. In terms of motivation, I think a lot of my motivation comes from just really wanting to succeed, wanting to build something really cool that people want to use. I think for a lot of entrepreneurs as well, there's a lot of ego there. You always want to be known as being the best. You always want to push yourself to be the best. It's not necessarily being better than everybody else. It's just being the best version of you that you can be. And I think for a lot of entrepreneurs, that's something that drives them. Like nobody wants to get left behind. Nobody wants to be in second place. I think by nature I have quite a high risk tolerance, so I tend to sort of like not see things as exceptionally high risk the way other people would. So from that, I was always very clear on what we needed to do in terms of execution against our plan. I think for any business, the most important thing you can have is to have a really clear plan of what you need to do and have a really clear path of how you're going to execute against that. And I think that's fundamentally what makes your business success or not a success. Like there's hundreds and thousands of ideas out there, but ideas are completely worthless. It's how you execute against that idea to get you to where you need to be that funding round, be that to sell in your company, be that to get your first customer. There's always milestones and key points that you need to hit, and it's how you plan to hit those and the execution that you have against that. It really defines what you do and how good you actually are. I think for any company, obviously the first challenge you have is getting people to use your product. I think once you get your product out there, you get a good market fit, and the product fits within the market, people want to use it. You start getting a lot more sort of energy within the team. People see what you're doing internally, there's traction, people really want to buy into it because they can see that you're moving towards a path and moving towards a goal. And I think that's always really important for companies. The other thing is funding. For every company, you rely on cash. You have to have a cash flow to actually run your business. So be that through sales to bring money in or through funding. Typically most early stage startups have to look at funding in some capacity. So I think that is a challenge. It's a massive challenge facing most companies. And I think having the ability to get a really tight plan in place to execute against that, to get your funding in, to grow your business is absolutely critical. I think achieving that and being able to do that is a massive pat in the back, and I think it really sort of it helps any company. It gives them a really great momentum. As a company to date, we've raised over £1 million sterling, so it's always good to have that people believe in you and they want to give you your money to actually execute against the plans that you put before them. I think you're always going to have doubts. Like no matter what you do, there's going to be doubts. You're going to be doubting: are people going to use your product? Are you going to be able to get your next funding round? Are you going to be scale your product to where it needs to be to generate an exit? So everybody has doubts. It's basically minimizing all the things around your product and all the things around your company that don't really matter. It's controlling the things that you can control, making sure that you've got really high tolerance to what can go wrong, because things will go wrong. You will be on your own, and a lot of the times it's really, really tough. But it's just having that capacity to absorb all that stuff. It's usually the people who can absorb the most stay in the game the longest, and the longer you're in the game, the more chance you have of actually doing something really incredible. And I think for anybody with doubts are completely normal. It's how you block them out, how you absorb them, and basically move on to do something really great. That's what really counts. I think having a mentor, having an advisor, somebody's been there before you, somebody who can really help you with the struggles and the problems you're going through. For an entrepreneur, it's a very lonely existence. You can't talk to your team because you don't want to freak them out. You can't talk to your investors because you don't want to worry them, and you can't really talk to your family because you don't want to worry them that your business isn't going too well, or just really share the doubts you have. So it's incredibly important that you have advisors around you, people that you trust, like mentors that you can go to and be able to explain what it is you're going through, and have somebody there who's actually been through it like themselves to give you some really great feedback in terms of how you can deal with those pressures, those stresses, and those doubts that you face, because every entrepreneur faces them. It's just how you deal with them, and having somebody who can give you some insight into that makes an incredible difference to what you're trying to do.